Uh, for Chelsea, of course, there's a lot to talk about, so I'll try to be brief because it can go for hours if we just cover Chelsea, where they are and what's been happening, right? So, as far as this game is concerned, I mean, of course, not a lot of Chelsea fans were expecting to win. We were expecting to have a good start, to display something, to show some patterns. It was not a poor performance, I would say, but it was an underwhelming performance. A lot to be desired, right? The preseason, we only won one game, drew two, lost three. So a lot of analysts said, okay, it's let's not look into the results preseason because last season we were invincible in the preseason. So that's fine because we saw some promises, some good patterns. We created a lot of chances in the preseason. That was a positive. Of course, the defense was vulnerable. We were playing a very high line to which Mariska addressed that he would try to, address that. But at times in this game, if you see on the counter, the midfield was wide open, the defense was open. There was so much space that it was concerning. Look, this is I think it's not that straightforward where Chelsea will finish or to say where we are now. And there are a lot of reasons. So I'll give you a few reasons. First of all, like last season, as you know, we finished sixth, right, in a turbulent season. We suffered 10 to 12 injuries throughout the season, which I don't see a lot of mainstream and analysts address that, which is a record injury that we carried throughout the season under Mauricio Pochettino, including key players like Reece James and Kunku Lavia, among others. So this season, look, we have at least we have a fitter squad right now. We don't have an injury issue as yet. Uh, Not
Who's
only that
already
we
hurt?
strengthened our squad, not only did we strengthen our squad with the likes of Neto, other signings. Mark Gu, I think, is a great forward. Although he's 18, he's still young, needs to prove. But we have players like Nkunku Lavia back, which feels like a new signing, right? Because they did not. Lavia played 32 minutes last season, 32 minutes in the entire season in Kunku. So I believe we have a very good squad, I would say. If you see and compare, we have player on who can compete for every position, like on the right back, Reece James, Gusto, So there are two amazing choices. So the issue is right now is the defense, which is vulnerable. We leaked a lot of goals, a record number of goals last season. If we can remain fit, we do have a good squad. As I say, it's a very good squad. As far as the question that we don't have experience, I personally disagree. Yes, ideally we should have, or we could get someone like a Victor Osimhen or some other players who can you can make the squad complete, right? We have two Euro finalists, Kukurea and Cole Palmer. We have World Cup champion Enzo Fernandez. So the experience is there. It's not that there's no experience, and they have played now together for a year. So there's a lot of quality in Chelsea, and I agree. The issue is that when they replaced Pochettino, as it's reported, with mutual consent, which I believe is the case, because Pochettino wanted Conor Gallagher. One of the main reason, and they did not give him any assurance. And it was evident, in the last 4 5 weeks of the season, when Pochettino was talking in post game on Sky and on different forums, it was not the Pochettino that any of us had known from Espanyol, Southampton, Spurs, PSG, because he is an organizational person. He would never disrupt the pillars of the organization or go against the owners. For 4 5 weeks, he was very, very vocal, saying that enough is enough, that not only him, but the owners should also be scrutinized, things along those lines. So the writing was on the wall.
Mm.
The only thing is, it's my take. Of course, the fan base is divided. Chelsea fan base. I think I was okay when Pochettino left in this sense because the Chelsea fan as a whole never connected with him. I didn't have this issue, but vast majority of the fans never connected with him because of his links with Tottenham Hotspur. So it was important. for a man like Pochettino, who you can say is very emotional, you know, he needs the support. He never got the support at Chelsea Football Club. So I was thinking we'll go for an upgrade naturally, like a Hansi Flick or Thomas Tuchel, you know. So we did not. Okay, we wanted to go for a younger manager, but then again, we could have gone for a Julian Nagelsmann, who I think is the best young manager out there with experience, or a Ruben Amorim, or even a De Zerbi. But we took this route with uh, Enzo Maresca, which is very difficult as an analyst to understand what was the reason. The only reason I can understand is that he worked with Pep Guardiola. They see what Arteta is doing right now at Arsenal. He can do the same at Chelsea. So I don't know. We have to wait and see. This is the most difficult thing that I cannot say. You know, the Chelsea fans cannot say. We don't know. It's like the fear of the unknown. It can go in a very positive direction because I believe the squad is there. We just signed Felix. In fact, we have far too many players, right? We just need a little bit more experience, a little bit more integration and rehearsal, but the quality is all over the pitch. The question mark is again the ambition. Are we ambitious? We need a striker. Everyone said that in the summer of 2023 that we need a striker, but still we didn't address that. Nico Jackson is not a striker. That was evident. Now, just to wrap this up, to talk a bit on the game, of course. The game, of course, it was difficult to watch. Under Pochettino, it was a completely different style. It was slow, sluggish. Playing from the back is fine, it's the modern football, but it was difficult. At times, it felt it's a game of chess than a football, right? And we did create a few chances, not too many, but again, there was no quality in the final third. I don't agree with Nkunku playing as a left wing. I think he should play in the middle or as a false nine. Uh, Neto is very interesting when he came in the second half.